Welcome back to the show. Sorry about that. I was trying to toggle my in-game mic so that these guys didn't have to be bothered by my welcome message. Stream crashed for some reason, but I'm back. What's up? You have to what?
My name is.
All right. Um, wait. What was I gonna say? I think I can do one more match after this, and then I'm gonna call it a night. I didn't understand that. Your mic cut out. All right, I understood that. What was that? What up?
Put it on Sand Hot Duos.
Duos, or do you want to do squad duos?
Just
Duos.
duos squad.
Duo squad.
Regular, but duos.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Had another. Yeah, this is one of my friends. He's pretty good, but I don't think he speaks English.
I got another friend.
You can invite him.
He not interested.
Oh, I hate when that happens. They're probably just AFK.
In the match. Hey, Satin.
Hold up.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile. We will be taking off soon. Prepared.
How much ping I loaded in?
800.
No.
Dang, that's crazy.
there's some.
You guys want to drop in at boot camp? That's cool, I guess. Yeah, I actually lost. What was that? You're cutting out. It's a high altitude.
Yeah, the high
Yeah.
cutting out.
Yep. It's messing with radio signals. Straight up. No way, I couldn't even auto vault. I mean, I couldn't even vault over without auto vaulting. It's yeah, there's a guy up here with me. Watch out. He might have dropped in on one of you. Might have dropped it in with Sat N. There's one other guy somewhere in the area using a chick character, so watch out. Might have to turn down my game. Getting a bit loud. Whoops. I accidentally picked up a level 2 instead of a level 3 helmet. Almost as if I was doing that achievement. You're dead? Where's this guy at? Here, drop down. Alright. Open up your mini, see if that speeds it up for you also. Welcome to the show. He had 3 bandages here. It'll keep you alive for at least a few seconds. Yeah, I'll go look for some more. Again. It's hilarious. Here, drop down, drop down. Before we, like, get run up on. Where's this guy at? Got him. Sorry.
Excellent work.
Yeah, here, just in case you need the revive. Sorry. I'll revive him and then he'll revive you. Just in case you needed the points for the day. I'll bring you guys these. One and one. Here, I'm popping a smoke in the area. No, unfortunately. I can drop you my 32 rounds that I have. You want that? Pickles. Wait, what was that? Yeah, I'm even like. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. There's someone in the area. Nice.
I had to do it. I had to jump and get it.
Yeah, I didn't know what side he was on. I was gonna try to sneak up on him.
Because I didn't know
That makes sense. I was thinking the same thing. That bombing zone dropping it. Would have been so Hane.
Okay, jump in again.
Oh, whoa. Want those 5.56 rounds? Never mind. That's cool. Sorry. That's cool. Sorry. That's what I was gonna say. Sat and picked them. Sorry.
No, I don't care.
Yeah, it's all
Hey,
good.
People on me.
I'm lagging out right now. Rubber banding like no other.
People on me.
All right. I'll shoot off a few rounds. No, get me over that fence. Oh, I see him. Man, I hate this AKM. I go from having complete control over the recoil to having no control over it.
I'm lagging at the worst time in the world.
Right as you're about to get a kill? Yeah.
Just like that, and I lag. This game is
Yeah, I hate when that happens. And it was the guys that just lit up.
killed it. I'm gonna report it. Lag.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
They're on top of.
Are they? They're still up? Oh.
One right there.
I thought this guy dropped down. So lame. So nubbish of me to do. Sorry.
Play one more game.
Yeah. I'll probably play a few. Oh, that was lame. This guy dropped down, but I guess what I've probably heard is him jumping through the window. Or the other guy that came up around the other side. I think it was probably the other guy that showed up around the other side. Or this guy probably just jumping. Oh, that is so frustrating. I seriously swore I thought I heard him drop down. So I'm like, I have those extra two. 2 seconds. I keep forgetting to use people as bait. Sorry. And I gotta get rid of these nub mentalities or nub offsets.
Which pants? These? Right here, these?
I would almost say the other ones, but I kind of like those.
Which shoes? These? Different like them? Or the
Yeah. Oh wait, which ones are the other ones? The other camo ones?
sandal?
Personally, I usually run these whenever I'm at
Let's
Vikendi.
start.
Like one more minute, like 30 seconds. Sorry. Might run something like these. They kind of clash with my outfit.
Which server are we playing?
US, North America.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile.
It's North America server. Man, I am so sorry about that last match. I clutched it, but I totally, since I only have one speaker on this iPad, I totally figured the one guy running up was probably the other guy dropping down. Me just wishful thinking is what I technically ran with, and I kept shooting at the two guys I had just downed.
Be prepared.
Follow me.
I think we're going to boot camp.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna drop solo too with you guys. I'm just gonna try to get my map to actually work. I'm gonna shoot for that spot.
Their name is PUBG MP. PUBG Mobile player.
What do you mean?
Oh crap, I didn't notice we were that close.
Oh, whoops, yeah, me neither. I didn't see that.
I'm sorry.
Let's go main building. Let's go to main building.
You can unfollow me and go main building.
I like surviving, but I like the main building right now. I mean, I always dig the main building.
Are we playing FPV?
Yeah. Yeah, it's first person perspective, sorry.
I actually kind of like it. Can't like. Straight off, got an M20.
Yeah, I totally dig it when they're like the usual 20-30 person crowd.
Straight off.
Downside is when you drop in with nothing but like pros, and you're over here, and I'm over here always running amok on half of them, and they just get run up on randomly because I don't pay attention.
Game. Not lagging.
One bad move leads to a loss. There's a guy already over here.
Enemies ahead.
Glad I picked some. Oh, there we go. I don't know why my aim goes all over the place sometimes. It's gonna irritate me.
There's one more guy coming.
Yeah, I can hear you shooting from this area towards you guys. Might want to run it cautiously.
Do you want to push? Play 4, you want to push?
If anybody,
You know. Yo, no. I'm coming. Oh shit. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's cool. That's just a bot. No way. Is my accuracy really that bad?
Anyone wants an M4?
I'm alright, thank you though. I've been dealing with this.
I'm really sorry, my friend.
It's alright. I don't think you'll mind. It's part of one of the unfortunate casualties of this
like a red dot, can I have it?
map. I have it 4 times.
Yeah, sorry. I can give you a follow.
Oh, I have a red dot.
Okay.
Here.
You still got that?
What?
Shit.
I'm
There's a
coming.
guy, 285. I think someone can come revive me.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna scare him off.
Here.
Oh, I see.
I dealt a lot of damage to him.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, if you open up your mini map, it'll revive you faster.
Can you drop a med kit?
If I have one. Here's a first aid kit. It's the only one I have, but you should be solid. I have bandages.
There's one more.
Yeah, there's a guy right by you, Pickles. Oh no, building. Dang it. He's up in the building.
No.
Building right in front of you guys. Nice shot.
Okay, I'll revive him too.
Alright.
Excellent work.
And there's a drop close to us.
Alright.
I can.
Yeah, I kind of heard that plane.
There just any scopes I kill. Can I have them?
I have it 4 times.
6 times? Yeah, I'll take 6 times.
I'm dropping a 6 times.
I need it for my
Coming to you. Oh, there's another guy. Wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a guy like right by me. I could hear him. Oh, you lit him up, I guess.
times.
Yeah. Oh, there's another guy.
Yeah, there's another guy off to our side. Oh wait, that's a bot. Scared me. A strafing bot. A strafer.
Yeah. Just wait a sec. Just wait. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it up here. Dropped it.
I almost picked it up.
Does anyone have a M416? I dropped mine for mine.
No, sorry.
I could get my gun.
Bot on bot. Crime should be
What it was.
illegal. Yeah.
Asia next time.
Asia?
Yeah. Because my ping's really low.
For sure. We'll see, because I don't really, I don't know if I'll play another match, but yeah. I won't make any promises. Sorry. Not to be a jerk or anything.
Does anyone have a suppressor here?
No, sorry.
No, I don't.
Are you on Android or iOS?
I'm playing on iOS.
Oh, okay. There's an M4 over here. M416.
I'm good. I got my back.
Oh, okay.
I think we go somewhere else. I found a vehicle. It's right there.
Enemies ahead.
I was gonna say, if you really, really want, I recommend downloading a VPN for whenever you play with people.
See where the drop is and then we go.
For whenever you play with people at a different server.
Let's go. It's at 245. I'll get the vehicle.
Yeah.
Number one, you need to heal up.
I know. I have a few bandages. Sorry.
Come here.
Quick.
Got some. Thank you.
No, I got you a med.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I think you get it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take these painkillers. So I at least heal the last bit by the time we get there.
Can someone else drive?
Yeah. Just switch seats.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
whoops.
drop's at 245.
Yeah, I saw it. Thank you.
There's water in front. There's water.
Yeah, I see it.
The drop is like 245.
Over there.
Oh, there's the bridge.
Over the bridge.
Yeah. Just watch out. This city always has people in it. Sorry, I'm trying new controls, so I'm a little on the...
Stop.
Not as pro as usual controls. Oh, they already looted the drop.
Yep, definitely looted it. There's their bait.
If you guys want to switch me a level 2 helmet or level 3 or level 2 vest. Oh, they across the way from there. Trying to see where they're at.
Even I can't see them.
I can't hear, but they were shooting direct. Oh, I see them.
Enemies ahead.
Yeah, right there. I don't know if it was a bot the whole time. But it might have been.
I got 3 shots.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Pickles got him.
Enemies ahead.
Is anyone streaming?
Yeah, that's me. Why, what's up? Nice shot.
Go for the other shot.
Kind of. Yeah, if you guys want.
Dropping 7.62.
Alright, I could probably take some, but
Supplies.
good thing these bots have bullets for this vector.
I say we go for it.
Yeah, I say so too. Here, Pickles, are you swimming across?
I think we go for the drop.
Yeah, we're gonna go for it. Here, you want to get in? I can swap you out my vest for your vest if you want, or my helmet for your helmet.
Are you on iOS?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you streaming on Tomato?
Am I streaming on what?
Tomato.
Whoa, hold on. Oh, I just took the wrong button. Not cool. No. Oh, man. I pressed the wrong button.
Short.
Sorry. That was my fault. Those controls are so, like, epic, but... That was a bot.
Watch out for someone over the hill northeast.
Excellent work.
Let me snap him.
I can play the game back.
I'm already back. Right on.
Shit, I'm knocked him. There's this guy in front of me. There's another guy running near the drop. Can you smoke and then revive me?
I don't even have any smoke. Hopefully you guys got him. Or got each other. It's like a field. Oh, I just lit this guy up with a headshot while the other two guys were looking for him. No. Not cool. It's my kill, bruh. Oh, whoops. There's a bot right behind us. Hold up.
I was gonna let you have that.
Vector sounds so epic. With a suppressor.
Kinda does.
Yeah, by far one of my favorite sounding guns now.
Watch out, snipers in front of us.
I forgot how good it sounded. It sounds like a straight full-blown PUBG shooter.
I knew that was from.
Oh, I was trying to flank him.
I know where he's the tree.
Yeah, he Pickles already lit him up.
I knocked him.
Yeah, full-fledged lit him up.
There's two people.
We need medkits.
You need some kids here, I'll go drop you some. You want some medkits? There's two of them.
I got supplies.
Right behind you, Pickles. Maybe in a few minutes. Actually, you know what? I was thinking of logging off. But we're seeing if I run one more match, I'll probably run one more match, but it's probably going to be in Asia. Sniper suppressor here, actually.
There's somebody.
Enemies ahead.
Running.
Oh, no way. This guy just lit me up while I was thinking of picking up this sniper. Not cool.
Come over and help.
Here.
Can you come behind?
Yeah, I just made it back here. He's right around the right-hand corner, so watch out.
Can you drop in med for me?
Yeah. There's one right behind you. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, man, this guy got me right as I was wrapping around. He's to my left. Pop smoke.
I don't have smoke.
Or just
Open up your mini-map to make it quicker to revive him. Here, Pickles, revive me since he's alive while you're not. Here, I'm gonna try something different. Hopefully that distracted him with the footsteps.
I just need to know where he's at and I'll stop him.
He's around that area. Oh, now we're out of luck. Got him. Here, wrap over here. Get closer to this side. Get closer to my right. Never mind.
I need help. There's somebody on this ridge.
Enemies ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to start shooting at them. Do you need painkillers or energy drinks at all?
Mark them again, please. I'll come out here.
Enemies
They
ahead.
were in that area, but I'm pretty sure they already pitched off to the left of that. Our left. Yeah, our left. They're over by the houses.
Help.
Here, crawl close to my right.
Stay alert.
Oh, no, wait. Never mind. Left. He's over to the right side. Never mind. Pickles, come revive me. Never mind. He's pushing towards you. Oh. He's right here, right in my body, Pickles. Watch out. Run towards the rocks. Oh, GG.
It was glitching me out. It wouldn't let me move.
Yeah, I saw that. Second place because of that.
Yeah, I could have killed him.
Yeah, I locked you up to the tree. Is beyond outrageous. What's up?
You down for one last duo?
One last match? Yeah, we can do it. Man, that was so lame. I hate losing to second place, but at least that's I hate losing and getting second place, but at least that was what's it called? Due to like a glitch. What's up? Yeah.
Asia, please, Asia.
Oh, should I switch it to Asia? It's gonna give us like it's gonna give us easier matches if we switch up to Asia.
Or at least can you put a TP?
Here, let me see.
TP.
But then a lot of people don't land it.
Well, more people drop in at the quarry in TPP. We're more likely to lose and actually end up with the win.
TPP.
We'll probably lose within the.
Yeah, I can play third person.
I'm considering it. Sorry.
You ready?
Hold up. Third person or first person?
Okay, start.
Whatever I go for.
Yeah, he was thinking third person. Hold up.
Pelted.
What's up? I'm still debating what we have to do.
Yeah, Pelted.
What up?
Time that it worked. Yeah.
It's only 12.
What?
12?
It's 12? Where do you go?
West Coast of the U.S. Down in California. Yeah, Southern California. And where? Might cut out. Oh yeah, you said mountain time. I forgot about that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it at first person. Sorry. I'm really trying to push for this.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile.
I'm gonna try to do this quick. If I die, I die. Smile.
We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
Pelted. Bro, this lag is real. Why does it say laggy on the server?
Anyone want 6 times?
I'll take it. It's so laggy on the server right now.
that was gonna happen.
Coming. Play one coming.
Alright.
Come here.
Thank you. Well, here, come revive me. Jump out the window.
It's so laggy.
I'm gonna die if you don't. Here, jump out the window. Jump out the window. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm out. Not gonna watch some bad teammate claim that he couldn't jump through the window. That's why I don't ever play with scum from a different country. Guess gonna do one last match to knock.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile. We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
Oh, no way. As expected, after Scum somehow got onto my friends list.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile. We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
Dang it. How does this keep happening every time? Find a way to cut them out.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile.
Welcome to the show.
We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
not cool. Oh, this is gonna piss me off. It totally stays now just because I don't have those pedophiles near me. It's like worse than streams.
Welcome to PUBG Mobile. We will be taking off soon. Be prepared.
This is all just a server to server game. Or network to network game. Since I broke away from all these pedophile networks, they tried covering themselves up through some of these pedophile kids that I just like asked to join a match. And then they alter the dynamics. Like before Maxi could drop in season 2 or parts of this season of me playing, you could speed dive only like up to like 200 meters. They switched it to 600 meters. After I had someone join in to one of my matches, because I even tried it before then. It was not some 600 meters. So it's all server to server based. They're network to network based off of what servers you're in. So I would say it's kind of funny, but it's really not funny how they run this. Or how they've been running these scams, but we'll eventually find a way to shut these pedophiles out and whatever pedophiles they're trying to cover themselves up with. Because pedophiles have been plagiarizing my work for a while. So they used to hide behind my face, and they started trying to claim other by hiding behind other people in order to try to plagiarize my work. These pedophiles had been doing for a while due to various reasons. Really, unless I'm in court, I really won't point it out. But that's how these pedophiles have been roaming for a good few centuries or something. So these pedophiles thought it was a joke to be like starting up and releasing some of their pedophile shows and whatnot onto my network, because they were underage females at the local high schools and local areas and trying to conceal it with my technology and whatnot that I hadn't really released, but that I was trying to patent. Since I was in the process of patenting this work, pedophiles in the U.S., aka Donald Trump and company, were going around plagiarizing everything and thinking since he's not really from this country or born from this country or born in this country, we'll never know. As a result, I dealt with pedophiles for far too many years. They started releasing their crap through Hulu. They started plagiarizing my data free network that I was trying to set up. I had Infinity ISP, or I was in the process of setting up, but to set up an ISP, it takes a few $1 billion. And not having pedophiles on your, like, against you. So, I mean, it's kind of this downside because I really didn't care for pedophiles. And the pedophiles were using my face on a regular basis, as other pedophiles have done. I claim to be on my side, but that's kind of just how that happens. But now they're using some of these pedophiles that are underage, claiming to be kids and whatnot, that should have been through the head a while ago. So they have all these custom rooms set up that you don't really know are custom rooms. And this other pedophile that joined in with Sat N was looking to only go to the Asia servers. Oh, okay, that was a bot. So those stage matches like this, where they try to find out what your most viable movements are, or most likely what your tendencies are, what you're more likely to do in a certain situations. So the specific bots, as you noticed in the other match, they were trying to pick off my strafing techniques that I taught back in like the combat arms days, but I never really streamed back then. Dang it, I didn't even bother to check around the door. Just because I didn't hear anything open and due to someone else already being in the match and roaming around. So what these pedophile companies did is they started teaming up with pedophile whores that had betrayed me or violated my rights through umbrella networks. The most famous umbrella network to date has been Area 51. Post-apocalyptic type shithole mayhems. Just because I stated before, it's kind of a joke. They really only ever take away the people that weren't ever worthy of some of the cool stuff. So I mean, they started teaming up with this new event being a Resident Evil 2 event. One of the most it's one of the movie offsets to plagiarism, and how they try to claim that it's completely different, but it's video game to movie. But I mean, it became movie famous because video games were trying to emulate the same thing that other people were doing through basic media, not just video games. So they went out and about to doing some of these games, so they tried to make it a movie friendly game to where you're almost like playing through a movie. So it's like hours and hours and hours of playing. It's basically my MO. You're basically in a whole movie type game. It's like visually it's as if you're the main character. It's as if if you're the main character. Sorry, subliminals will get mixed up sometimes with pedophiles claiming to be me. So I technically deal with this often. But you're the main character. Like you're the main character. Technically, you're the main character in the whole game. So what ends up happening is sorry, season 2 I kicked people out just because I didn't like their pictures. But technically the main character of the movie and whatnot. So it turned into that. And instead of like a 1.5 hour movie, it turns into like a 10 to 50 to 60 hour movie. Most of these games can't get to that point. Doom was one of the first games that they released that was kind of on that point. And it just went off of what was the most popular medium. And technically, which pedophiles were plagiarizing everyone's work by raping underage females or raping females from certain bloodlines. Hence the reason, if you go back, actually most of these networks split up also, so I mean you won't be able hence the reason that there's the copyright protection on disc labels. It's you can't rent, sell, loan, borrow, I mean you can't loan, rent, or sell some of these discs or movies after you buy them. It's technically part of the contract that they're trying to claim that you signed, but technically, since their contracts are lesser than the contracts that they tried to establish through, those contracts are almost just not really contracts, but they're more or less trying to disseminate as to what you're allowed to do. They'll try to reword something like, let's say I said you're not allowed to share this movie with certain people, or it can't be shared with until like round number like 500 or like 5,000, because that's the number that they're at in order for this sequence to go the right way. They would avoid that and just keep selling however they were selling. So I mean, it's kind of one of the more common ways that they run this system. So the best examples is actually I don't even want to use any famous pedophiles that went around just like plagiarizing work, raping females, and then claiming that it was something other than rape. I wanted to do a video series actually, but I wanted to do it with more or less popular media that I influenced these last couple of years, and it turned into not just me influencing this media. It turned into me actually what's it called, contracting out people in various ways. And then it turned into certain episodes and certain certain shows, and then certain spin-offs of the shows being created that overrode most of these networks. This is basically regardless if the spinoff overrode it in your network or not, it's not to say that the regular show is still running, is basically like the example. Almost like the Ring movies. After you watch a certain video, it kind of sets you off into a different setup. Welcome to the show. Sets you off into a different network, so to speak, and it basically is into a different umbrella network that at this point has you controlled, almost like the Purge movies. After these pedophiles were kicked out, I had basically started contracting out a lot of people to kill off half these people, but I wasn't contracting them out in the various methods that they were using. I was using the same exact methods that they were using, so it turned into nothing but the Purge. So I mean, the Purge and the show Mr. Robot are loosely based off of the work that I was doing. I was being betrayed and violated by many, and far too many for me to be able to actually kill them at the right moments. So I mean, in order for me to stop like the overbreeding and the basic rape that these pedophiles were roaming around, raping underage females, misconstruing what one person said, or trying to misconstrue what they were getting out of a person. So at that point, the only way that I was able to stop it was by using these same methods, such as astral projections, lucid dream states, frequency-based like astral projections, almost like your what is that, binaural beats and things of that nature. They display the binaural beats to a good point, or to a good extent. Sorry, off of the movie Kingsman. They have their highest level agent flip out after a pedophile uses a dial to increase the frequencies that are being broadcast at the location that this person is at. So at that point, it throws the person off, and the person at that point has no control over his bodily functions, and then he goes out on a killing spree. This is basic frequency work that's basically derived off the neurostem, that your neurostem's easily influenced by, based off of the technology that I developed with electromagnetics and electromagnetic levitation and things of that nature. I basically developed this off of electromagnetics and force fields within electromagnetics, making it very easy to just manipulate simple frequencies and a simple binaural frequencies, and then impulse type frequencies. Like, let's say whenever you blink, your whole body at that point has a certain frequency value that it broadcasts, not emulate, that it I guess broadcast would be a good way. It basically that it uses your whole body slightly alters or changes by that point based off the person. I wouldn't say so much your whole body in some societies or in some networks, because some networks have these setups controlled. They released a show here in the US also. I don't know the name of the show, but it was basically by M. Night Shyamalan also. Welcome to the show. That show was basically based off of how certain people had more control over society just based off of like their bloodlines and whatnot. Hi, how are you doing? So as a result, it would just lead towards the whole same frequency value setup. Certain brains influence certain other setups. So I mean, other countries already know of this stuff, almost like your telepathy. But it's basically just basic frequencies. That's the best way I could put it. It's just basic frequencies. So at that point, what some of these Chinese companies started putting into their EULAs was the simplest wording that you could put, and it became a worldwide success in EULAs. But the thing that some of these Chinese companies were putting into their EULAs was, regardless of how the hacks are injected, hacks or something of that nature is what I started saying, but I mean, it's regardless of how the hacks are injected. So regardless of your method of injecting hacks into the system, they're still hacks. whether you're restricting your hand or restricting another's hand from being able to move to the left or the right, it's still a hack. Simple frequency value, class 15 FCC devices, whether or not you have the right shielding in order to stop these extra frequencies, is not really up to you as a buyer or as a consumer. Sorry, it's not really up to you as a consumer, but you have to deal with this stuff, is what they claim. That's what the FCC claims. Hence the reason Logitech goes about doing it in like a secret society type format, where they stipulate based off of what keyboard model and mouse model you have. It states you're either supposed to take a break every 3 hours, every 4 hours, every 2 hours, or like a certain amount of breaks within an 8-hour time span. So I mean, that's basically because they're class 15 FCC devices, class 15 code or whatever FCC devices, where they can't really regulate that they have to have the right shielding within these devices so that they don't broadcast some of these frequencies that would normally cause damage and harm to you. But I mean, since you're of a lower IQ, you can't really sue, and that's legitimately how they put it. It's not so much that it's basically because it's a lower IQ, or you're part of pedophiles and plagiarists that go around claiming to be me, or go around claiming to be anywhere close to as well versed, I guess. Because as they say, knowledge is power, but not really. What was it? What was that? It's a really good way that they use in that number one wording, or that number one statement that they make in the Spider-Man movies. It's that number one statement that they make in the Spider-Man movies, but I can't really remember what it is. Regardless, knowledge is power, and it goes down to something about responsibilities. I don't really watch too much comics, and I really don't deal with most of these companies, because most of these companies go around plagiarizing so much work that that's technically how they try to come up with that's technically how they got their statements that they put into these comics off of nothing but plagiarism, and they just rewrite something else. Or they don't so much rewrite something else, they'll just rewrite like the name of the book, and then they just keep all the rest, and they just and they try to claim it's something different just because the name was changed. So I mean, it's based off of the era and based off of the politics at that point. So I mean, it's kind of shocking that they do this, but they do this on a regular basis. It's just kind of annoying, frustrating to say the least. But I mean, as I stated, it's all just basically like frequencies and frequency values that they use to alter this. So I mean, it's kind of funny how this stuff works, but it's legitimately how it goes. But I've been dealing with these companies for far too many years, all because I reverse engineered a bit of technology, and off of reverse engineering this tech. It's not so much that I reverse engineered this technology, I just understood how this technology works, which I guess the most common way to state that is reverse engineering is what it's considered, but it's not. I was able to dissect the objects, and not just dissecting them. I guess it was kind of reverse engineering them, but I was able to decipher. And it was really dissecting. I guess I was able to decipher what these objects work, but then I dealt with too many but I deal with way too many pedophiles and way too many pedophiles roaming around and too much stuff that it just causes damage. The only reason I say that most of them are pedophiles is because they go around concealing all their crimes that they're committing off of like other crimes that other people will cover up, and then they go around and they'll pick up they'll take like a piece of candy from a person, and that's like the crime that they use to cover it up, almost like your basic Tor network or VPN. They just use one ISP after another in order to cover up what they're doing. So I mean, it's just kind of heinous, beyond disgusting that these pedophiles are doing that. But I mean, that's technically how it goes. So back to the point. Since I deal with a lot of these pedophiles, they all technically try to take the same story and they try to cover up for each other on a regular basis. It's just basically society as a whole causing damage. So, I mean, it's just what happens. So it turns into me. Oh, so I deciphered how these devices work, and instead of completely going into a reverse engineering type state, I was actually granted the exact blueprints as to how this stuff technically works. So off before that, I had actually figured what could I do with this device basically, and I basically created a center chamber. I created a chamber around this object, and at that point I was able to create infinite amounts of power, electricity basically, pressure, physics, things of that nature. A reason I went with electricity at first is because electricity is the main thing that powers everything that we have on this planet. Electricity, light, technically one and the same, technically incorporated from one or the other. Electricity is like a incorporation of light, a corporation, but then again it's vice versa. Electricity is also a corporation electricity is a corporation and light's an incorporation, and vice versa. Light's sometimes an corporation, and electricity is the incorporated, but at this point electricity is the corporation and light's the incorporation. And my apologies for that, I just didn't think about it, because electricity at that point has a better heat value, and then it eventually diminishes to being light, which it still maintains a heat value but not as much of a heat value. So at that point it's just kind of what happened. So I mean, electricity before light, kind of like an egg before the chicken. Welcome to the show. So I mean, it turns into those simple facts. So after that, I created infinite amounts of pressure, infinite amount of electricity off of just putting this one deciphered device into the center of a housing. Hi. So I turned into that, and I just kind of didn't think much of it, but I got into things such as I got into way too many military self-defense systems. Sorry. I'm actually about to call it a night. Sorry, I was just doing like the last closing statement. But, as a result, I kind of just got shut out of every single network, as technically kept happening. I just kept getting fed more and more information. I technically kept getting leaked more and more information, or more information kept getting sent to me. Probably not for another 8 to 12 hours. I'd probably say 12 hours. I've been waking up early and playing some Asphalt 9 since I just started playing. I haven't really been streaming it though, Been trying to get into streaming some creative destruction since that seems to get me way more viewers and followers. But back to the point, I had already been developing software before this, so I got back into algorithms and things of that nature that simplified like electricity values and how to use. I guess I also have to create devices to separate to separate electricity and whatnot. And I don't mean just like smaller frequencies. I mean to cut out like. No, I'm all right. Sorry. To cut out all these people, but to cut out all these pedophiles. Sorry, but because they're not really people. So as a result, it just turned into me getting back into algorithms since I was already dealing with software. I was already busy designing software. I had already been into architecture for years already. So for years, I'd already been into architecture. I've dealt with too many pedophiles plagiarizing my name and claiming to be me just because they would. The pedophiles would go around editing my pictures and whatnot and claiming to be me. They would just put themselves in those positions and whatnot, or they'd put like a part of their body over a certain part of the body. Yeah, that's what I'm using to broadcast, as I've said in the past. But so as a result, it kind of turned into these pedophiles just like covering up like my picture, and then them trying to make whatever they were using to cover it up as a transparent layer over my picture, and then try to claim assets through those methods. They'd just show different pictures, or they would ask different questions. Like they would ask, "Is that me?" As they have like a transparent layer over the picture in order to claim to be the other people, but they were already getting these techniques from from the fact that I had broadcasted this out to like companies that were on my side prior to these pedophiles roaming around, and how I was using knowledge for knowledge at one point or another, because it was impossible for me to actually attain anything, like to actually like sell any of this knowledge is near impossible, because 90% of this knowledge I was using as trade secrets. As I already stated, I was trying to release Infinity ISP. I was prior to that trying to release a few sites, and I was also trying to release a few not game consoles, but virtual reality systems, and then augmented reality systems that eventually I was going to do game consoles. I was also working on doing the trying to release the first cross-platform game for Xbox to PlayStation, and also eventually adding the PC setup. But at that point, I was trying to make it virtual processing system in between, so that would balance out it'd balance out the servers to where just about any console could play with any console. So I mean, at that point, mobile could be logged in playing with non-mobile devices. But then they started plagiarizing my work too much, and it just led towards me not being able to get my name out and about, and it's just due to that fact. So I mean, I'm the original streamer. I'm the original person that released any streaming software, design, anything of that nature. It's just because I'm in the U.S. that they try to claim all their false pedophile laws, or that they go around like breaking and entering and doing stupid stuff. But I mean, that's kind of how it works. I was trying to get into some of these major organizations, such as your. I'll start off with the least likely to get me into like a loony bin, DARPA, and then we'll say Area 51, because I was really trying to get into Area 51. But actually, I'd honestly been trying more for DARPA because it's the world's #1 private military organization, because it's an actual like out in the media, and I was really trying to be popular / I was really trying to get with the number one publicly known company, and that was actually DARPA prior to Area 51. Area 51 was more or less just kind of those, if you get the chance, you get the chance, but it's like not public. They don't release 90% of their stuff public. They release their stuff through military means because they just get shut down, or it's just a bunch of pedophiles that roam around claiming to be other people that they just somehow thought was a joke to be running through the system, and then DARPA would show up, and they would show up with their stuff, and then they would show up with like companies such as NORAD, and then Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman, and then Boeing, and then what was the other one? I forget. I think Apache or Lockheed Martin. But either way, I tried after a while. After I tried selling some of my designs, military self-defense systems, and some of the helicopters that I also got. Some of the airplanes and then helicopters that I tried selling. It turned into Northrop Grumman out of nowhere, like just broadcasting their commercials. Like, and I'd never really heard. I had heard of Northrop Grumman here and there, but I had never really heard of them launching a commercial nor anything of that nature. And no lies, like a week to a month later. Actually, it was really like a month later. I want to say a week, but it was a week after like half these discussions happened that I had started seeing more or hearing more of like Boeing and stuff of those. Like I'd always heard of Lockheed Martin. Like Lockheed Martin is by far one of my favorite companies out there because they develop some of the best airplanes out. And not fixed wing, but helicopters. I forget what helicopters are considered, because airplanes are considered fixed wing and the other ones are non-fixed wing, I guess. Helicopters would be non-fixed. Yeah, kind of a challenging word to remember. Sorry. But either way, so I remember it was within like a month that they started releasing Northrop Grumman commercials, and I don't watch TV often. Like I was honestly at that point watching TV maybe 1 to 2 hours out of like maybe a week, or maybe every 2 to 3 days. And I used to watch like at least like 2, 3 to 5 hours of TV a day. It probably wasn't that much, but yeah, I would stay up a lot. But it turned into watching a lot of watching TV again and seeing commercials like strictly made for me. So it was just kind of shocking, but it was just kind of crazy. This is all just due to electromagnetics. Actually, this was all just due to virtual processing, since I really wanted to deal with like the F-21, I think. Where there's one of those planes that they stated that they had onboard computer systems. I'm trying to think of what plane it was, but they had one of the planes within the F-series planes, F-21 around there, that had an onboard computer system. Yeah, I think it was the F-21 or something of that nature, F-22. Don't truly recall, but it's something that the U.S. had, but that their onboard computer systems were set up to be at least upgradable up to 10 years from that point, and it would still be top-notch and have like 90% of the world out there, which I kind of believe. But I guess if you use the right force fields or the right shields, if you use the right electrical frequencies and the right shields and the right electromagnetics, at that point the plane is virtually indestructible, and anything that hits it can basically be just swatted off like a fly. So a good example of this is is the Seawolf that Area 51 had in their arsenal since the 1950s. I wanted to get into Area 51, but I was also at the time, and I'm being as honest as I can be, at the time I just remembered all the public companies. I just really wanted to sell to the military. So I'm trying to sell to the U.S. Air Force. I was trying to become a PJ/CCT. PJ is a parajumper. CCT is a combat controller. Combat controllers are basically PJs, but combat controllers are in a squad of like 5 or something, while PJs are only in a squad of like maybe 2 sometimes. So I mean, they both basically do the same job. The only difference is the squad sizes that they usually get sent out in. And PJs are just to be. I think PJs are like their last ditch effort if they can't do anything about it. While CCTs are just like a combat controller. I guess they're not just like, but I mean, they control the whole zone opposed to just like a few places because they have more people within their squad, so they can control it and then send people out. So it becomes less of a, or I mean, it's less of a hassle. So, but I mean, I just shut down all the CCTs to be quite honest. If it comes down to them sending out a bunch of pedophiles that end up causing damage, but yeah, that's usually what happens. That's why I just shut them down, and that's probably why they tried doing the whole PJ offset, but that doesn't work either. So, I mean, getting back to the point, I was really trying to sell to the Air Force, to be quite honest, because I had basically always been into planes. So I mean, from that, I just tend to remembering like the private military organizations while still trying to get into Area 51. I was trying to cater to sell to like DARPA, all these like companies out in the public forefront, Northrop Grumman, or like they're not Northrop Grumman, NORAD. Those are like the 3 main companies that I was really trying to get into, and Lockheed Martin, and then Boeing, and then Northrop Grumman, and then trying to think of who else. There's a few other smaller companies, but they're not really like well known at all, to be quite honest. But either way, it just came to a lot of hassle. I think I'm gonna call it a night for the night because I really am just getting frustrated. Not like I'm getting paid for any virtual processing or anything of this nature that they're using in games such as Asphalt 9, but they won't use in games such as PUBG, which is like way less graphics. They're claiming that, well, it has to preload this frame, it has to preload this environment and this environment, but I mean, in reality, Asphalt 9 has a map that's basically the same size as like a whole place such as this. I mean, it might not be filled with as much stuff, but I mean, if you're only processing so much, like field of view wise, then there's really not much lag to be taken. But I mean, my virtual processing opposed to your guys' lies is just basically what it is. So I mean, I'm just kind of over it. But either way, I just get highly frustrated by this point. I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully within 8 to 12 hours, or from 8 to 12 hours from now. I think it's gonna be like 12 hours from now, and hopefully you guys had a good night. Talk to you guys later.